If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
The biggest escalation since those March raids on Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. We are now hearing that federal investigators are preparing to possibly bring witnesses in front of a federal grand jury in New York City. What we have heard is that possible witnesses have been notified that they could be called to testify. Now, sources do caution that investigators are still in the process of gathering information. In fact, they are still calling in new witnesses, and they have called in some witnesses multiple times. We also hear that the majority of the accusers who have filed these civil lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs have been brought in for questioning, and again, some of them being called in numerous times. We hear that many are cooperating and even handing over evidence that they feel could be relevant into this federal probe. Now, a spokesperson for Homeland Security did not respond to our request for comment about the presence of a grand jury, but they did confirm that this investigation is presently ongoing.
And Elizabeth, what are you learning about the evidence that investigators could be reviewing here?
So, as I mentioned, those federal raids that were conducted on his homes back in March, obviously a lot of people wondering what was seized. Well, we are learning now that federal investigators are in possession of video footage that was taken inside of Combs's residence. We hear that these investigators have been contacting individuals that they have seen on this footage. One person, in addition to the accusers who have filed these civil suits, is a male sex worker. That is what a source tells me, and that they have been brought in for questioning through these federal investigators. Now, when the raids first happened, we had a law enforcement source tell us at CNN that the investigation was largely based in sex trafficking, which is what HSI specializes in. Now we are hearing that that scope has been widened and that investigators are really looking into all of these claims put forth in these civil lawsuits. That would include not just sex trafficking, but also money laundering and illegal drugs. I have a source who tells me, quote, "This is much bigger than just these lawsuits."
Your boyhood educated might have been wrong. And let you know, look, I'm perfect now. Don't get me wrong. I'm perfect. Don't get me wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, I might think I might have got something wrong on this demonstration. Now, if y'all can remember in one of my videos, I said that I don't believe that the feds will leak that video of P Diddy beating up on Cassie like that because it would interfere with their investigation. Y'all remember that? I think I was wrong. Listen, the feds is playing real chess right now. And let me explain to y'all what I mean by that. Because here it is. The video gets leaked to one of the largest news platforms in the world, CNN. Somehow this video of P Diddy beating Cassie gets leaked to this big platform, right? So now, about a week and a half after that leak, we have a New York prosecutor, New York federal prosecutor, convening a grand jury to see if P Diddy is guilty of breaking federal laws. Now, listen. I know some of y'all saying hood educated, you kind of throwing me off with look, let me break it down to you like we 5 years old, right? That is not by coincidence. The video gets leaked, and then now about a week and a half later, you convening a jury, a grand jury, to see if I'm guilty of federal crimes. Why is that by design? Let me explain to you why it's by design. I'm telling you, these people playing chess, not checkers. CNN is the biggest news platform in the world. Can we all agree on that? At least one of them, right? Can we all agree on that? How many people do you think seeing P Diddy beating, stomping, kicking, and throwing stuff at Cassie? I'm talking about around the world. People that don't even listen to hip hop music, that probably don't even know who Sean Puffy Combs is. They know who that man is that's beating that girl in that hotel room, though. So what happened is this right here. We're going to convict him. We're going to release this video, and we're going to convict him first by public opinion. We ain't going to take it to a courtroom initially. We going to put it out there into the public, and we going to let the public say, this is a bad man. He beat on that girl. He dogged that girl. He drug her. He was wrong. The public has already convicted P Diddy. He's a bad man. He's a woman beater. So now, being that the public has already convicted him, and being that the prosecutor know that, hey, we can't use this piece of evidence in court, we can't use this piece of evidence, period, because the statute limitation done ran out on it. But here, we're going to leak it to the public. We're going to let the public convict him. Then we're going to pick people from the United States of America on the grand jury, and we're going to tell them about the same man they just seen on CNN, TikTok, what's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We finna tell them about that same man, Sean P. Diddy Combs. And we finna tell them that, hey, he sex trafficked this person. He beat on that person. He did this. He did that. He broke this federal law. He broke that federal law. And the people that are sitting there listening to the prosecuting attorney explain to them what this bad man done did, they sitting back listening to the prosecutor like, yeah, I believe he did it, because that's the same man that beat that girl. That girl was curled up. He kicked her, stomped on her, drug her. They playing chess. Listen to me when I tell y'all this right here. I believe in my mind that P Diddy finna go down. The prosecuting attorney is not snatching up a grand jury or convening a grand jury just off wishful thinking, or maybe possibly no. They got something tangible. They got something that they can show the jury. Hey, look, this is why we believe he's guilty. Look at these pictures. Look at these videos. Hey, look at what they saying. These are his victims right here. This is why we believe he's guilty. They got something that they can provide to the grand jury to prove that P. Diddy is guilty of some type of federal crime. And we got to understand something. It's just not that easy for them just to say, hey, look, we want a grand jury. No. All this stuff right here got to be it's a process before they just say, hey, we want to call a grand jury. No, it's not that easy. It's got to be stuff in line. Why do you believe this man is guilty? Why are we going to call all these people, man, for a grand jury? Explain this to us. And once they do that, oh, y'all got this, we got that, we got this. Oh, okay. Call the grand jury in. We might get something. For them to be doing that, that tells me that they believe that this man right here done violated a federal law and they want his head. Cold-blooded demonstration. I'm talking about cold-blooded demonstration. Now they coming out talking about they got male sex workers coming out saying that P. Diddy victimized them. They're talking about, man, they trying to attach him to the murder of Kim Porter because she was finna come out with a tell-all book and all this old type of stuff. Like, I mean, like, look, nowadays, y'all, we gonna keep it real. Nowadays, you really don't know We really don't know. I mean, like, we see the appearance of a person and we say, hey man, this right here is a good brother. This right here is a good sister. We don't know what's going on behind them closed doors. We don't know what they got going on in them closets. We don't know none of that. So it's hard to put anything past somebody nowadays. I mean, I've been hearing about him whooping on Cassie for the last, 10, 12 years. But now we actually get to see him whooping on Cassie. You see what I'm saying? And the whole time that it's been out there that, yeah, he beating on that girl. He doing this. All of us, we still like this. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Yeah, come on, it's Brother Love, man. That's Puff, man. Puff, he done did a few things, but he ain't do that girl like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, he cool. Then you see that video, you like, that's not the Puff that I know. That's somebody else. And like they say, he got that, what's they call that when you got two people inside of you? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, they say he demonstrate that on the regular. Like, it's nothing for him to be real nice to you and cool and then just turn around and choke slam you. It ain't nothing. Allow me to say this before I depart. I need all my hood educated residents and guests, I need us to look at this whole demonstration and I'm talking about we need to expand our thought process. We're talking about hood educated. We consider ourselves to be critical thinkers. All right, cool. I appreciate that. But I think we need to expand it a little bit further. And what I mean by that is this right here. Instead of looking at all the, the drama and all that old type of stuff that's going, the violence and all that stuff that's going on in this situation, we need to look at what's going on behind the scenes and what's going on around this man. And what I mean by that is this right here. Man, his children are being destroyed right now. I'm talking about up here and right here. I'm talking about, can you imagine people talking about your father like this? Accusing your father of killing your mama? Come on, man. These kids right here now, they got to be thinking like, man, hold on, wait a minute. They looking at their father like, wait a minute, bruh, like too much stuff connecting. They looking at their father like, man, dad, like, we ain't know you was like that. Unless they knew, you know what I'm saying? But I would like to think in my mind that they didn't. I would like to think in my mind that he had enough sense to keep Dr. Jekyll or Mr. whatever one with the bad one, away from his children. Now, not only that though, we got to look at this man right here was just on the top of the world, y'all. He was just all the way up there. And we watching him descend slowly but surely. All the people that used to bump shoulders with him, laugh, giggle with him, kick it with him, and I'm talking about, they unfollowing. They dodging. He calling people right now today. All his good partners that he had, they ain't answering the phone for him. They hanging up. They changing their numbers. They treating this man right here like he got some type of disease or something like that. A contagious one. You feel what I'm saying? And in some incidents, rightfully so. Don't nobody want to associate with somebody like that. So everything that he got going right now and everything that's happening to him right now, he deserve it. He made that bed. He got to lay in it. Yeah, he demonstrated all that. And everything that's coming to him right now, hey, that comes with that territory. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is this right here. If you don't want to be Puff Daddy, if you don't want to be P Diddy, if you don't want to be in a situation that he's in right now, a situation like this, you got to start treating people how you want to be treated. Period. You got to. If you believe in your mind, if I do this to somebody, it's gonna hurt them physically, mentally, and emotionally, then you gotta give pause. Hey, no, I ain't gonna demonstrate that because I don't want nobody to do that to me. But if you just go throughout this world just harming people mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, sexually, then you gotta understand that's the realm you in. So when it come back to you and you start catching some of them same harms that you administered out here in this world, you can't blame nobody but yourself. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.